Family, Barça settled for a draw in Vallecas. The truth is that the match was really tough for Barça because of the condition of the pitch, because of everything that happened, and because there was a tough opponent in front of them. Rayo Vallecano, Barça really struggled to close out the match, and that ended up costing them. Era, when you miss your chances, you pay, and Barça did.
Barça paid for it, exactly. Good evening to everyone listening to us from home. And let me just say, well, in the end, if you couldn't watch the match, let us tell you that it's true. Rayo made the most of the few chances they had. Barça missed more than one, more than two, and I would even say more than three chances that you just can't waste. And in a match, like I said a little while ago, where the opponent, which is Rayo, gives away so little, we just can't afford to waste a single play. I take away some positive things. Surely there are some right now. For example, the emergence of Joan Garcia, of course, that's what needs to be said, Dylan. He was the most valuable player of the match. I'm very pleased with Pedri and Frenkie de Jong's work and loved what they did. Despite the match, I'm satisfied with Barca's defense.
Centre-back pairing.
Lastly, the centre-back and full-back pairings, I loved everything I'm going to tell you. Despite the draw, well, like I said, don't you always get something positive out of every match? From this, I see that this pairing works very well.
Honestly, they played well, but lacked luck in front of goal. In the end, things don't always go our way. That's just football. This is just the beginning. We're only on match day 3, and Barça is currently in 4th place in the standings. We're going to show it on the screen again so people can see how the table looks. Why? Because that's how it stands. Look, Madrid is leading along with Athletic Club de Bilbao, both with 9 points. Villarreal is 3rd with 7, and Barça is 4th with 7 points. And right now, we're in the Champions League spots for now. And like I said, there's a long way to go. It's too early to talk about this. Madrid hasn't slipped up yet, but they've had easy opponents. Barça, on the other hand, got a draw today at a tough stadium. Well, that's what happened, and that's it. We just have to tell things as they are.
We're talking about there still being more than 90 points up for grabs, so there are still plenty of chances to win this league. No one is talking about the match at all. This setback for Barça, because in the end, well, it's still a slip-up that cost you 2 points. Of course, there's still plenty of league left with many points and matches remaining. Today, I think Barça really showed up. I can't say we played poorly, but of course, the pitch was in very bad condition. I don't want to make excuses or seem like a complainer, but it was very difficult to play today. They played their cards too, and the pitch was in poor condition for Rayo, it must be said.
So, no.
It's not an excuse, not at all, for why Barça couldn't win this match. Adri scored from the penalty spot in the 39th minute.
A penalty that for you was
controversial, they say.
Was it clear or not? It was clear for me.
A penalty, clearly. Regarding Yamal, opinions differ, but I still think it's a penalty. Because there's a DAZN image where you can clearly see that he moves Yamal's leg. Once contact is made and the player falls, there's little else to say. Either you're a big Madrid fan or you just don't want to see it. That's it. It's very simple. There's nothing more to it. From here, Barça also ended the first half with several attacks. Well, we had a couple key chances to go up 0-2, but
Dani Olmo had 2 very clear chances. Dani Olmo, yes, he
had 2 clear chances, Dani Olmo, but we couldn't score. In the 67th minute, in a fateful corner where Barça forgot about Fran Perez, came Rayo's goal that hurt us. Well, it hurt a lot because I think that from that point on, Barça didn't stop trying. We really did try, but Rayo also grew in confidence and even had a few really important chances. If Joan Garcia hadn't been there, it would have been a disaster.
Yes, because Jorge de Frutos missed a big one-on-one that could have put Rayo up 2-1.
Exactly.
And Joan Garcia, I think today he showed exactly why we signed him.
We signed him, and today he proved it. The stats show he was a true goalkeeper. He made 5 or 6 real saves that could have been goals. They weren't shots going wide or for a corner, but actual saves. This very goalkeeper made sure that today Barça at least took home a point.
Exactly. Barça played with Joan Garcia as goalkeeper, right back Koundé, who returned to his natural position. Eric Garcia played as centre-back today. Araujo stayed on the bench. Cubarsí didn't play, but he had a great game. Andreas Christensen was on the left. Alejandro Valde played as the fullback. And inside, just as Ira said, great game from Pedri and Frenkie de Jong at the base of the midfield. Dani almost started the first half, but honestly, we weren't impressed with his performance. We still saw him, though, far from his best level. He missed 2 clear goals, which honestly we only forgive Danny for, but you can't miss those chances because in the end you pay for it, like what happened today. And up front, starting are Rafinha, Lamine Jamal, and Ferran Rafinha. He also missed a few chances, but no one can question how hard he worked and what he created. A Rafinha attack for Barça today?
Of course, look, you can't always score goals. You can't always give an assist. And today, well, Rafinha had, from what we know, well, what is his worst version? Because I mean, he's been making mistakes. He's been
Inaccurate.
It's been hard for him. It's been really hard for him to get into the game. In fact, I think you could even say that he hasn't really managed to get into it yet. Rafinha hasn't had an easy game today. And well, you have to give credit also to Rayo Vallecano, who have defended really well. Yes, also
Rayo. Nico Perez's team has shown real bravery, pressing hard up front. Barca's ball movement has led them to steal the ball from us often. And overall, they've been victorious. We usually praise Eric Garcia and Kurtensen's ball movement, with Frankie also dropping in, sometimes between the center backs. That has helped create a free man in complex situations when building from the back.
One of the stats that tells you, like in Adri's game, is that ball possession was, I mean, it ended up being 44% for Rayo and 56% for Barça.
Very close, very
close, too close. And this already shows you that for Barça, well, it was really hard to maintain a long possession. We haven't seen that kind of match. Typical of Barça, where they dominate for minutes and minutes with the ball, trying to find the opponent's goal. That hasn't been the case today. Actually, it's Rayo who's done it. I just mentioned it a moment ago. I mean, they try to play football. They try to take the ball away from Barça, which is also appreciated. Of course, we don't like teams that just sit back and give up on playing football. I like that there's a team like Rayo who really put a lot of effort into the match today and tried hard. They earned a point, which is a reward for them and a fiasco for Barça, but only because we have to try to lose as few points as possible. And it's true, this is a stadium, it's only match day 3, and we've already gotten it out of the way. And thank goodness, because it's always a stadium that is really tough for us. In our last 4 matches, we've recorded 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 draws. Thank you.
2 losses? Well, no, 2 draws, sorry.
2 draws, 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 draws.
That's right. That's the record between Rayo and Barça at Vallecas, a very tough stadium. Again, it's not because I'm making excuses or being a crybaby, but the condition of the pitch has clearly played in Rayo's favor today. Clearly, because Barça, judging by their possession and how the match played out, it was obvious that Barça wasn't comfortable. It was impossible to make 4 passes in a row because ball control was easily lost due to how the ball bounced.
In many ways, this doesn't benefit Rayo, Barça, the spectacle, or anyone. But well, this is what we have in this Tebas League, and that's how it is today. We take a point.
Let's keep going.
Working. The Champions League starts in a week, and I think that we need to start winning again from now on.
We remind you that next weekend there will be no league because Spain will play in the international break. 2 matches, and then we'll be back against Valencia. At home, it will be at Camp Nou. Hopefully, family
will be able to come back. We're
leaving, family. Thank you so much for the support. Like and subscribe to Barça Today, Barça Today, Barça always. Bye, 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 family.